Well, the obvious really to me, I mean, we're always thinking of oxygen being, in the air and oxygenating the water and so on, and oxygen giving life. But nitrogen in the atmosphere, lightning, nitrates, raining down on us in the water, going into us in our breath. We're breathing in nitrates. I mean, very low level, I gather. I mean, but life. You try growing plants without nitrates. It won't happen. Oh, you could say the lightning is the energy from the sun. I mean, it's causing heat differentials across the atmosphere, and you get this build-up of a charge, electrical charge, and it's released, and you get the lightning flash. And what's it do to the nitrogen in the atmosphere? Makes it combine with whatever else is there. What else is there? Oxygen. What does that give you? Nitrates. It's raining down on the plants to feed them. Well, we think of just feeding, supporting existing life, but perhaps it's more than that. Perhaps it's life. It's already produced nitrates, necessary building blocks. It's babies. I don't mean this is the alternative to making love. I mean, I'm talking about, I don't know, the basic forms of life. Not us great sophisticated souls. Yes. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Look, I'm not clear here. I don't mean I've got it, but look, even the nitrogen in the atmosphere is in the water, therefore, in that there's air in water, not just oxygen, yeah? The nitrogen comes into the ground, just contact with the ground. The bacteria on the ground turns the nitrogen into, ammonia and so on. Ammonia again by, the bacteria in the ground is broken down into, refixes the nitrogen with oxygen, and you get nitrates and I think nitrites, I'm not sure. And this feeds the plants. You're getting the nitrates from the nitrogen in the atmosphere to some extent. And perhaps the lightning gives a shortcut, perhaps it combines some of the nitrates, some of the oxygen and nitrogen direct. Or perhaps it combines nitrogen and hydrogen to make ammonia direct. It's not just the bacteria in the soil. Perhaps, the chaos of lightning produces them as well. Intense amounts of energy around. Who knows what happens? I go further. I'm breathing in not just oxygen, I'm breathing in hydrogen. Is there something in the astonishing body system that converts hydrogen into nitrates or ammonia and so on, which again there might be a facility in the body that changes the ammonia into nitrates? Well, we'd have to be saying presumably that the body can both absorb nitrogen or even nitrates direct from the air that it breathes and produce amino acids itself. we tend to think of amino acids as only coming from outside the body, the food that we put in. But the body's very sophisticated indeed, and perhaps the sophistication of it is that it can, in certain circumstances, ideal perhaps, but for instance, yogic breathing perhaps, that gives a supply of air, that gives a supply of nitrates, amino acids. From such nitrates that the body can produce such. I don't mean that we think it's true. I'm only saying that we think it conceivably could be in some way. We've got the saints that don't eat. Are they producing the amino acids that are needed for protein building? Just from breathing, or even breathing in sunlight. Like in a sense, the amazing change of sunlight on the skin, on the cholesterol, turning it into vitamin D. There's chemistry going on in the body and in the earth, in the atmosphere, in the sunlight and so on, in the world we're in, that is way beyond us at present. And if we dwarf it by our present understanding, if we dwarf our imagination by our present understanding, well, we don't make the leaps forward that we do make in science and wisdom. We're just left with a few anomalies that we just can't explain with our elementary understanding. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.